Hi there, I'm Drew Badger, the world's #1 English fluency guide, and it is a pleasure to welcome you to another advanced listening practice lesson. Today, actually, this is less of a lesson and more of a question for you. So I've just been thinking, as I always do, about the YouTube channel and how we can best help you become a more confident speaker. And so the interesting thing about fluency, one of the things I struggle with is, well, on the one hand, so for part of this, on the one hand, you've got a bunch of different habits, really 7 fluency habits that you must improve in order to become a confident speaker. But at the same time, I really want to have something in particular to focus on. So it's kind of a tricky thing that I deal with. Typically, like if other people are even just wanting to become like English teachers on YouTube, or if they want to do other businesses, I always recommend that they focus on a particular thing. And so I'm trying to follow that information or that advice as best I can for myself. But I know at the same time, so on the one hand, I know that all of these habits are required to speak fluently. And if you have even one of them is like missing, you could be a great listener. Maybe you have a great vocabulary, you know a lot of words, and you have great pronunciation. But if you're missing maybe just one of them, that's that confidence. If you don't have the confidence to open your mouth, you're never going to speak fluently. So that's why all of these things are important in order to help you become a confident speaker. And the tricky part about that is that, like, I could teach grammar. I could have a whole series on grammar. I could have a whole series on pronunciation. I could have a whole series on all these other things. But then I kind of lose focus in the channel, and really it's all about fluency and speaking confidence. So I was thinking, what would be a good way to kind of help do that thing? And I thought maybe having some challenges for myself that I could do in front of the camera, other things that maybe I'm not necessarily scared of doing. There are very few things I'm actually scared about doing. I think the only thing, I don't think I would ever jump out of a plane. I think maybe I have no problem speaking in public. If you want me to come to your school, I will stand in front of 2 million people and speak all day. I'm happy to do that. I don't feel nervous about that at all. But like bungee jumping or something like that, I have, I guess, a fear of heights. Maybe it's a fear of death. I don't know. So it's not the height so much, but like the dying part, if you fall and like something happens. So when I think about doing something like that, just as like a challenge kind of thing for myself, I'm sure I would feel great if I did it, and maybe one day I will. I will jump out of a plane or do something. Maybe I'll put it on YouTube, and we can celebrate that event together. But I think it's kind of the reason I'm thinking about this is maybe just having some challenges, just so I can demonstrate to you that, number one, like if you try these things, like even just asking someone like, what time is it? And you're just trying to use a particular language point or something, whatever it is, kind of like I do in Master English Conversation with our special mission homework assignments. So I send people out and I have them do particular things, like take a tour in their native country, but in like the English language. So you're taking a tour in the native English language. Hopefully it's taught by a native English speaker, or at least somebody that speaks English, good enough that they can lead a tour anyway. Or if you're just going to, a place where you've got native English speakers where you live, and you're saying, oh, hey, like maybe these people are even just tourists if they don't live there, but you go to like a tourist area around where you live, and then you can ask people, oh, like, are you enjoying yourself? Or, how is this like tourist attraction? Or even just simple things like, how long have you been here? Or offering advice. Can I help you find something? Or, do you need help with anything? Something like that. Even just like, hey, can I take your picture? So I do that all the time when I'm walking around with people. Where was I? So I went a couple of days ago to a floating water park here in Japan, so not that far from where I live. I went with a friend of mine, but it was a lot of fun, and we have all these inflatable rafts that are right out on the ocean, so you can run around and jump and climb on things. It was great after I spent a whole bunch of time sitting at a desk and, typing things on the computer and making videos and editing. I want to get outside and actually use my body and run around. So one of the things also I'd like to do is like kind of get out and do more things like that, but hopefully in a way that's actually beneficial for you. Now, I do get a lot of people that are asking me for videos about kind of Japan-related stuff, but I don't really want to make this video about or make this YouTube channel about Japan. That's not really why I'm making this series. And it's helpful to learn more about the culture, but there are plenty of channels that kind of focus on that thing in general. And it's interesting just to see the different niches of people. So a niche is like a specific category or a subcategory of something. So maybe sports is like one thing, but you would have skateboarding as a niche in that particular thing. So people on YouTube is kind of a niche or a community of niche different areas. So you've got sports as a general category, and then you've got weightlifting and skateboarding and other sports like baseball and basketball, and then people have their own specific videos about those things. And it's really important in the same way I talk about learning to focus and become a master at a particular thing within English so that you can use that mastery and move it into other things. I also recommend people that are creating YouTube channels to do the same thing. So in the same way, I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do that is. So it's kind of weird to be talking about this, but I figured I might as well talk about it with my subscribers. Who better to discuss it with than you? But hopefully if you have any interesting ideas about that, maybe some challenges, if you think that would be a helpful thing for you. So what I'm thinking of is maybe you would give me a challenge just in the comments section below, and then I would actually go out and try to do that just to show you that, number one, like it's possible to do, and even if you're feeling nervous about something, you can go out and do that thing. And number two, that if you fail at doing that thing, it's not the end of the world. So I really want to show that. I know a lot of people are watching, like they know a lot of information, and if you are an English learner, you're watching this, if you can understand what I'm saying right now, but you just can't speak, then there's typically, again, when I mentioned earlier about like the fluency habits, the things, the problems that you have are typically coming from like not being able to have like one particular habit. So I guess another way to explain it is it's kind of like a multiplied effect. So if you have like, let's say you've got like really good pronunciation, you have a lot of vocabulary. If you have, I don't know, you can understand really well. If like your confidence, as I mentioned before, is zero multiplied by these other things is still zero. And that's why you can't speak fluently. So you need all these pieces to be working together properly. And confidence is a big one for a lot of people. So I was thinking, why don't I do something where I have some challenges? So maybe I will do it, maybe I won't. But again, we'll still see. I'm still like, even like a couple of years into the channel here, it still feels like I haven't found like the best way to focus to help people improve. I'm always trying to think about how to improve the channel and how to make it better. But hopefully as we continue to discuss things, continue to think about things, I'll figure out a better way to help even more people with your help. Anyway, I just wanted to make this quick video. It's a good thing to listen to. It's got some good tips in it as well. But really it's a kind of a way of talking with people about the things that are required for fluency, as well as having like a channel that helps people get fluent, but also trying to remember and make a balance between being general and being focused at the same time. Anyway, I just thought it would be an interesting kind of behind the scenes view, or something, a behind the scenes way of thinking that, you know, when I'm getting into videos like this or trying to think about how to improve you learn, how to help you improve your learning, these are the things that I think about. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video and you'd like to help along with that, so if you have a particular challenge or something you think I could do, it could be like going out into the community locally and doing something, even if I'm just like asking people. I mean, I could even be speaking Japanese if you want to see that. Again, like I don't want to do too much of that in the series because number one, this isn't like just for people that have an interest in Japan. Some people don't have an interest in Japan at all. They just want to improve their English. And so the people that really like Japan, there are some other great YouTube channels that you can do for that. Also, the other thing is I didn't want to make the kind of channel, as I mentioned earlier in videos in this series, where I'm teaching Japanese or teaching English through Japanese. Because again, I don't want to teach you to translate. So for all the channels that are doing out there, that's okay, but that's not what I want to do. I really want to make sure you learn everything in English so that you can communicate automatically. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, do click that like button, become a subscriber to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and do let me know if there's something, it could be a challenge or something else where you feel like the focus needs to be in order to help kind of talking about maybe your specific problem would be the best thing. And I think I understand pretty much what that is, but still trying to figure out the best way or the best kind of series to do that thing. I really enjoy making these advanced listening practice videos because this is a great way for you to just listen to a lot of English and learn lots of different things about not only how to improve, but also great vocabulary, words and expressions as well. But, you know, still trying to always improve the channel and try to make it better for you. So again, do like this video, and I will see you in the next video. I look forward to that. Bye-bye. To continue learning, click on the link in this video to download Speak English Naturally, our free guide to speaking and sounding like a native English speaker. The guide reveals the 3 most important kinds of conversational English you must learn if you want to sound native, and will help you experience instant improvement in your fluency and speaking confidence. To download your free guide on a mobile device, click on the link in the upper right of this video. To download your free guide from a computer, click on the link in the lower right of this video. I look forward to seeing you in the guide.